Are you in a leadership position? That means, do you have people that look to you for leadership? That means, do you have people that are, in theory, following you to wherever you are taking them? Now, that doesn't mean, are you in a position of power and authority? Because that doesn't make you a leader. No different than having children, parenting children makes you a good parent. The question is, are you doing the things of leadership? Here's the challenge. There's so many transitions in life that we go through. As we're children and we're in school, until we graduate and get our job, we're a student, we're a child. And then as we grow and we get those first jobs, do we make that transition from the student, and it doesn't mean that you ever stop learning, but do you make the transition from a student who's sitting back and absorbing to the person who's actually doing? And then as you are a doer, there are times then that you make the transition into a management position, a supervisory position, and you have responsibility over people. Are you then fulfilling your responsibilities in managing or leading those people? Here's the greatest challenge though. When we're a manager, making the transition to a leader is tough. And most people don't understand what that means. And so today I want to share with you some perspectives around what makes for great leaders. And in one sense, it's as simple as saying a great leader is somebody who does the things of leadership. So the question is, what are the things of leadership? Well, there's a great book out there written by Patrick Lencioni. And if you have not read this book yet, I highly, highly recommend it. And not just read it once, but twice and 3 times. Because I will tell you, I read it the first time, and it's a fable. I read it the first time, it was an interesting story. And I gained some perspectives. And then I read it a second time, and it made a whole lot more sense. And I was able to see beyond the story to the great concepts and insights that it was delivering. But doing the things of leadership comes down largely to 5 key responsibilities. Number 1, are you having the difficult and uncomfortable conversations with the people that report to you? Or are you avoiding those? Nobody likes conflict, I get it. But being a leader means that you have the courage and you have difficult conversations. Number 2, are you managing your direct reports? And you say, whoa, you just said that being a leader is different than a manager. Correct. Positionally, they're different, but you still need to be actively involved in your people and doing management tasks. And that means sitting down with them on a regular basis, one-on-one, and talking about the things that they're working on, helping to give them direction, no different than the coach on a football team spends time with the quarterback, trying to understand the plays, how he's executing the plays, how he's conditioning and preparing himself for the games and things like that. None of us can operate in a bubble. We need each other and our efforts need to be coordinated. Are you spending time with your people one-on-one and helping them become the best they can be? Number 3, are you facilitating great meetings? This tends to be one of the greatest challenges between a manager and a leader. Managers might be having meetings, but they tend to be meetings nobody wants to attend. And they tend to be meetings that there's not a whole lot of content that comes out of. And people say, why are we doing all these meetings? My opinion is that true leaders do their best work in meetings because they help people to not only align better with each other, to be more purposeful, intentional around the vision of the organization. They tend to help give each other clarity, coordinating their efforts with each other. But they also then are in better positions to make better decisions. Great meetings. Very, very important. Number 4, are you developing a cohesive team? Not just are you bringing people together as a team that operate independently as individuals doing their own thing, but are you helping to create connections between the people, creating enthusiasm and joy, and that they actually enjoy working together, that they look forward to connecting with each other and spending time and collaborating to find better ways of doing what needs to be done within the organization to move its vision forward. And number 5, are you the chief reminder? That doesn't mean nagging. That doesn't mean micromanaging. That means continuously painting the picture of who we are as a team, painting the picture of where we're going, why we're going there, and reminding them of what behaviors are consistent with the organization and what makes us who we are, what differentiates us from other teams and other organizations. Now, here's the challenge. Depending on your motive for leading, you will either courageously embrace these 5 responsibilities, or you will abdicate and avoid them. And what we find is that those people who have the motive of leading for the rewards, they've made the transition from student to worker to manager to leader, and they enjoy the position, they enjoy the authority, they enjoy the control, but they don't enjoy all those other things. And so they tend to either delegate them or just avoid them entirely. And that makes for dysfunctional teams. While those who understand why it's so important to be a leader, to help fill the gaps and connect the people together, and to keep driving forward towards the collective goals of the organization, they understand in there we all tend to lose our way, or we get focused on things and need to be brought back to a collective focus instead of individual focus. We tend to also exhibit behaviors that need to be better coordinated, or sometimes we just need somebody to hold us accountable to the things that we have agreed we need to do. And that requires leadership. But those are responsibility-based leaders. And they embrace, as difficult as it is, they embrace those 5 responsibilities, and they do them very effectively. So the challenge for you today is, even if you haven't thought about it in those terms before, are you having difficult and uncomfortable conversations with your people? Are you spending time managing them on a one-on-one basis? How often should that be? It might be monthly. At a minimum, quarterly. Don't wait for annual reviews. People need feedback much quicker than that. Number 5, are you having great meetings? Are you developing a cohesive team? Are you intentionally doing things that bring your people together to work better together? And are you reminding them of why what we're doing is very, very important and worthy work? If not, I encourage you, get yourself a copy of The Motive, learn more about what it means to be a great leader, and then do the things that great leaders do.